Good morning from Learn Channel Studio. I am Angela, your host for today. In this episode, we will discuss an important topic directly related to the spirit of the workplace. Together with our guest, Dr. Jimmy J. Godard, we will understand how team building activities can boost team performance. Godard is an expert in completing enterprise-wide people, processes, and technology changes. He is affiliated with intercultural communication, negotiation, motivating high performance, and constant delivery in teams. Currently, he is the CEO of Global Compass Portland. Hi, Jimmy. Pleasure to have you on our show.
Hi, it is a pleasure to be here.
How can we define team building and what is its purpose?
This is a very excellent question. And for our purpose today, I would like to, for the audience, make the distinction when we're talking about team and team building. So for instance, if we were to put 10 people in an environment, someone may label that as a team, and that is wrong. It is not. It is a group of people that happens to be in a similar environment. So the group becomes a team when the individuals, when they recognize that they share responsibility, they have a common purpose, they have interdependent roles and complementary skills for specific outcomes for an organization or for a goal. So team is when a group of people put their personal agenda aside and they come together to achieve that common purpose for which they hold themselves collectively accountable. So there is a difference between a group and a team. And this is important so that you can move forward to team building. And team building has a couple of meanings. It is relevant at the inception of a team when you're taking that group of people and you are turning them into a team. And second, when you want to hold the team together by doing some activities. So team building is the process of transforming a group of individuals into a cohesive unit. There are several theories on team building. There's the Belden's team role theory. We also have John Adair leadership theory, Tuckman's theory of group development. These theories highlight how organization can turn a group of people into a unit that works together to meet the needs, the goals, the objective of the organization. And the process often involves something that most teams go through, such as forming, growing, and improving the knowledge, the skills, and the attitude of individuals, which is very, very, very important. And that does not really even address the different activities, the games that leaders can bring into their team unit to make sure they have strong bond information with the team members.
Now that we know what team building is, how can we improve it?
I would like to let everybody know that teams are not cocktail parties, so do not invite everyone. Again, teams are not a party. If you have a team that has more than 12 people, you are at the edge of what I would say you no longer have a team, because it is really hard for those team members to really create bonds and to really stay connected. So when building a team, business leaders often fall into two traps. They fail to recognize the type of teams with which they are dealing, the process focus, and also the threats to those processes. You can improve the team building process by having a good idea of what type of work the team does and also the structure of the team. For instance, most of the time, key objectives of teams can be, you can have a tactical team, you can have a problem-solving team, and you can have a creative team. So if you do not know what type of teams you have, what type of work you're going to do, you may fail by addressing the threats. For example, if we take a tactical team, they are very directive. They are highly focused in terms of their tasks. They have role clarity. They have a very well-defined operation, and accuracy is really what they go for. Now, if you do not understand that, the threats to this model, you're going to have role ambiguity. If people do not know what they're doing, then they cannot be tactically execute the work that's in front of them. If they don't have lack of training in standards, everybody will be doing things their own way, then you're going to have chaos. There will be communication barriers. So you cannot treat a tactical team the same way you will treat a creative team where everybody has the freedom to really think. Second, you must understand the structure of the team. Some teams are manager-led work teams. We find those with operations. Even if you have a military, you have a general at the top and you have the rest of the team. Now, that is a different structure when you're talking about self-designing work teams or self-managing work teams, even self-governing work teams, such as board of directors, where they join forces together, they create their own strategy, their own tactical plans, and then they monitor themselves in terms of reporting, have they achieved their goals or not. So it is essential for leaders to get a good understanding in terms of the work the team is doing and also the structure of governing such teams.
What benefits of strong teams can you name? Is team building one of the ways to improve teams' relationship?
Oh, yes. Many of us will give anything and everything to be in a functional team. I would say from the concept of strong team and adopt effective team, some of the benefits you can think of, or I have personally enjoy is vision. You must have vision for the team, and that's what's going to really help the team building components to build relationship, passion, and purpose. Improves the morale by promoting a sense of ownership, which is different than team membership. It's one thing to belong in a team, but it's different when team members recognize this is their team, that sense of volition that they want to do things. Trust, trust, trust. I'm not referring about swift trust. I'm talking about deep trust that stems from strong relationship between the team members, creativity and innovation, accountability for weak areas, diversity of thought processes and ideas, less burnout since everybody is contributing. And I'd like also to end with what I started, a team that knows the vision, that operates with passion and purpose will definitely strengthen and deepen relationship among the team members.
Kelly Barcelos, a progressive digital marketing manager, wrote in one of her articles, games are the most effective team building activities that boost team performance. What is your take on this?
If you're somebody like me who likes having fun, I concur. Gamification brings fun. Sometimes it may be challenging to integrate games when a team is virtual, and it may not be possible every day, but it's not impossible. Or the team faces tight deadlines or dealing with events or with elements that may be serious in terms of consequences. It depends. But team building activities, though, can include daily interaction among team members. It's something that I do constantly with my team. Appreciation and recognition, having team members to recognize each other for what they've done for each other is it's a very good mechanism to bring the team together. Add some fluidity to team membership and small changes that can bring newness to the dynamic of the team. And of course, having fun events such like going bowling, going painting. For instance, we have river cruises, movies, comedy club, baseball games, basketball games, soccer games, and the list goes on and on. Those elements, those activities will definitely boost team performance and also bring the team together. And the key is to have the team connected.
Amanda De Ratani from Team Contributor states that the importance and main purpose of team building is to create a strong team through forming bonds and connections. What do you think? Why does team building works?
Yes, bonds and connection also deals with relationships. I completely agree. I manage programs, projects, initiatives where my teams are temporary. So I constantly go through the team building or formation process that deals with what I stated earlier, the forming, norming, storming, performing, and adjourning. So team building, in my experience, is a necessity. It is a must-have. The bonds and the connections that Amanda wrote about is essential. It is the balance of building relationships and maintain the transaction components. We can have relationships at the same time we have to deliver. That's the whole balance between relationships and transaction. This is applicable whether team members are co-located or team members are virtual. Leaders can build connections by getting to know their team members formally and informally. So some formal ways they can overseeing the work produced by team members and also personnel files. They can also do appraisal, one-on-one interviews. What I really enjoy is really the informal way of getting to know team members by having happy hour, by having coffee, staff parties, and also as the president of couple board, what I enjoy doing is to take the team away for a weekend to have strategy meetings. And that's when you introduce the games and people get to know each other more informally. And those bonds, that's what really bring, I would say, effectiveness, creativity, and also keep the team together.
Considering your big experience, what are the most effective team building activities that boost teamwork?
Oh, that depends. I mentioned earlier the ephemeral nature of my team. So some of the most effective team building activity includes going around the room and share recognition. It is something that everybody can do, and it's something I would highly recommend that every leaders do. I have discovered this to be an effective way for team members to thank one another, to show appreciation and the nature of the interdependency of the work. And that's, for me, that is really, really fundamental. Of course, you do have animosity, set ground rules, team goals and objectives, roles and responsibilities, formal and informal communication. These will contribute to team building activity that boosts teamwork. When everybody knows the collaboration, everybody knows what to do, who's going to do what and when, it really helps remove the stress so everybody can focus on their own work and don't have to worry about somebody else's work.
Besides the efficiency and team performance, do team building activities improve communication as well?
Communication is an essential key component of team building. Communication is about 95% of what I do with my team. This is applicable for virtual and face-to-face teams. My philosophy about improving communication is, I would say, very common and not really outside of the norms. You need to build a culture of listening. It's really that simple. People need to listen to each other. I try to demonstrate that by summarizing what the other person says and allow all of the team members to contribute. Learn to recognize emotion in others. This is a work in progress for me because the teams that I deal with on a daily basis are virtual. So however, virtual, sometimes it's hard to really see emotions over the phone, see emotion via the Zoom or the Microsoft Teams, but you can hear it in somebody's voice. Use praise and recognition. And for me, one of the fundamental component of that, to improve communication, is really to ask questions.
In team building, you form groups and help members to acquire skills required to fulfill a certain responsibility. Do you think this can be stressful for introverts?
Forming groups to help team members acquire knowledge and skill set for their work can be stressful for introverts, but it does not have to. As a matter of fact, most introverts that I know, including I, prefer to handle our training alone. We enjoy going to conferences nonetheless. We still value our space and our solitude, if you will. The challenge may be the group format components. What may work is the following. You can provide introverts with visions, goals, objectives, and a clear purpose. This is the work that needs to get done. This is the training that is available, and those are the results that are expected. Some may need guidance. Some may be fine because everybody is different. Most people are introvert in some situations or scenarios, and others, they're really fine. So, therefore, the right leadership theory is really, I will believe, which is the key. A theory such as situational leadership may be appropriate, where an introverted team member may be shy at the beginning because they do not know the work. So that's where maybe you may have some bring a couple of team members to help them out. But as they increase in their job function, it's probably best to step back and let the team member flourish by taking their training along. And of course, by getting to know your team members, do they enjoy collaboration? If so, great. If not, leave them alone. Let them do the work and enjoy the rewards of that.
We would like to wrap up the discussion by asking you, what would be the perfect action plan for team building?
Well, unfortunately, Angela, as long as we are dealing with human beings, the word perfection is out of the window. What we can do is develop a plan that is appropriate for the team we inherit or the team we plan to build or the right team for the work we want to accomplish. Each one that I just mentioned has their strengths and weaknesses. One must factor the various personality traits, the core values, the shared values, the interests, the type of teams, and also who the leader is. A leader must be authentic, courageous, and trustworthy. It is not about developing the right plan for team building without taking into consideration the leader who is building that team. So I've had several perfect action plans that did not yield good results because I misjudged the characters in the team. I have had okay action plan that a team that is dedicated turned into a masterpiece. The best action plan I could recommend is getting to know the people on the team. Why do the people join the team? Some will be there because they care about the leader. People like that, the leaders must spend time with them because they are the fuel for these people to be successful. Other people will join a team because of the organization, because of the role, because of the work that they're going to be part of. These people, you have to understand, they may be your friend, but they're just friendly to you. What matters most is the work. Other people will join your team because they have ulterior motives. And there's nothing wrong with that. They may need the next promotion. They may need your team to get them to the next achievements of their career. The leader must understand and recognize those three different characteristics of people joining their team. One cannot assume that every member on the team is there for the same reason. That is a recipe for disaster. Yet the leader can manage all these variables masterfully just by knowing.
Jimmy, thank you for the great discussion. It was our pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you, Angela. Likewise.
We thank our viewers as well for tuning in and watching us until the end. Don't forget to check the previous episodes on our YouTube or Vimeo channel. Drop us a message with a topic that you think are important and we will present it on one of our next episodes. Until next time, stay tuned.